You're watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
Right now, Hurricane Ian is making its way up the East Coast toward the Carolinas. This is a live look right now at the rain in Folly Beach, South Carolina. It is coming down hard. I couldn't even tell that that was rain by how fast and all the directions it's going in. The other shot from Pawleys Island, South Carolina, just outside of Myrtle Beach, where you can see on the right where that wind is picking up. Georgia's coast also getting ready for the storm. We're going to have more on that coming up in a few minutes.
First, let's send it over to Chesley McNeil with the latest on Ian's track. Chesley?
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Good morning to you. Yeah, we're looking at Ian continuing to slide up to the north. It is currently a Category 1 hurricane with winds up to 85 miles per hour, moving pretty slowly up to the north at about 9 miles per hour. So expected to make landfall sometime this afternoon over the South Carolina coast, north of Charleston, I'd say between Georgetown and Myrtle Beach. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock this afternoon, certainly possible. We'll continue to slide further off to the north, but notice how far to the east this is away from our area here in North Georgia. So not much of a rainmaker for us. You can see that rain ending as it heads right at the border there between Georgia and South Carolina. As it continues to head to the north, we could see some clouds and some rain move back in our northernmost counties, but for the most part, we're going to be on the dry side. Winds, the other story for today. More on that coming up. Guys, back to you.
We're feeling a little wind already this morning, Chesley. Thank you. Today, Governor Kemp heading back to GMA headquarters for an update on the state's response to the storm. He's one of many waiting to see what impact Ian's going to have on Georgia's coastline. Joe Ripley joining us now from Tybee Island with more on what officials are watching.
Here on Tybee Island, flash flooding is possible and strong winds could cause power outages. At last check, Georgia Power reported about 200 to 300 people in the dark. Let me step out so you can see what conditions look like right now here in Chatham County. Rain steadily falling. Emergency officials say they expect about an inch more of rain to fall from Hurricane Ian by midday. We also expect these strong winds to stay steady as well. We mentioned the power outages. A storm surge warning is in effect up to 4 feet. Could the ocean rise here in Tybee, creating some unsafe driving conditions potentially. So you want to make sure that if you're in this area, if you have family or friends in this area, that check in on them, make sure they're safe. City leaders are asking people not to leave their homes. Of course, this storm, Hurricane Ian, is headed towards low country in South Carolina, expected to make a second landfall near Charleston.
All right, Joe, stay safe out there as Ian's getting ready to make that second strike in the U.S. FEMA is juggling its emergency response in Florida and also focusing on what's ahead. Molly Oak caught up with crews in Atlanta.
FEMA is going nonstop, 24 hours a day. Right now, it says its focus is for those in Florida with the response and recovery. We talked with FEMA Region 4, which is based right here in Atlanta and covers 8 states. It says it will keep a close communication with Georgia and South Carolina emergency managements, as well as Homeland Security. FEMA says its focus will then turn to responding to emergencies and helping people right here in Georgia and South Carolina. Now, that's where the threat analysis unit comes in. FEMA says meteorologists will use predictive data to figure out where and when resources will best be used. Guys.
Today, FEMA's administrator is headed to Florida to survey the extensive damage that you can see here. President Biden is pledging full federal support for the state and the estimated 250,000 people who lost their homes. He says he'll head to Florida as soon as conditions are safe to do so. The president is expected to speak on the response later today.
Sticking with your 11 minutes of nonstop news, here's what's happening now.
Investigators will answer questions today in the case of an Athens mother found dead in Habersham County. The sheriff's office says its phones have been ringing nonstop. Those calls are from people who want to know what happened to Debbie Collier. About 2 weeks ago, her body was found down an embankment near Tallulah Gorge. The sheriff's office says she was naked and partially burned. There is a new bond motion on the rapper Gunna's attorney that he is trying to get the rapper out of jail while he awaits trial.
Gunna is one of the more than 24 people indicted in the Fulton County RICO case involving ties to young slime life. Prosecutors say the gang is behind several crimes in the Atlanta area, but defense attorneys say there's no evidence of that and that Gunna is not a risk to others.
Wellstar plans to close Atlanta Medical Center on November 1st, but we've learned the emergency room will shut down in just 2 weeks. Wellstar says closing the ER early will help reduce the number of patients at the hospital. They will start directing patients to other hospitals starting Monday.
It is 7:57. Tomorrow, former President Jimmy Carter will celebrate his 98th birthday. There are a lot of events celebrating the former president over the weekend, and you can even sign his virtual birthday card. We have a link to it all on 11alive.com. Chesley?
Cheryl, we're looking at temperatures on the pleasant side for this afternoon. 67 degrees under, we'll say, partly to mostly sunny skies by noon. I think clouds will be on the increase, but not much rain coming out of those clouds at all today. 72 degrees by 3 o'clock, on our way to 75 for a high. Cool and breezy, that's what we'll call it for the rest of the afternoon. In fact, keep your shades handy as you're driving home. Partly sunny skies by 6. We'll drop back down to 72 degrees. And you're looking at northwest breeze there at about 13 miles per hour. Gusts can be a little bit higher than that at times today.
Cheshire Bridge or Cheshire Bridge?
Cheshire.
Cheshire. We all say Cheshire, but we're not local. We got 2 locals in the building who've been saying Cheshire.
I just think of a cat when I hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing traffic in this town for 35 years. I'm the most tenured reporter. This is how I'm going to tell you right now. This is how you pronounce it, okay? Some people say Cheshire, some say Cheshire. It's pronounced.
Oh, don't do that.